on this podcast with people who are on their way to or part of the top 5% of individuals who dare to dream big and pursue their goals relentlessly. The 5% topic today is all about entrepreneurship and development in real estate. Our guest, Kemba, will take us on a journey of how she has forged a path to success in the real estate industry from the ground up. She will shed light on the successes and the challenges of building a business. Kemba will unveil the invaluable lessons learned and the strategic steps that she's taken to propel her business to success. Now, ready? So, Kemba, hey. Welcome to our podcast. This is Kemba Williams, and I'm just going to share with our viewers and our listeners a little bit about who you are and the great things that you've done. You are a real estate professional in almost every way. You've built a business. You're a real estate agent. You have been an investor for many years, and now you're a real estate developer. But before you became a real estate investor and began in the real estate industry, you started your journey as a professional at the bank. You were working at a bank for over 15 years. We won't name banks, but you left that because you saw the benefits of building a business, which you've since done. You are now the co-founder of Keen Real Estate Group and Can Dream Development. You've also been able to, through those businesses, teach and educate people and empower them on building wealth for themselves and starting out making sure that they're actual owners, right? Which is a key aspect of most people want to do, build ownership. You're passionate about education, and you've helped individuals achieve property ownership and their wealth building dreams, and you've done that largely through your businesses that you've built. Beyond just taking a transactional approach, you have created innovative projects that address housing shortages, especially in the province of Ontario where we live, in places like Toronto, Brampton, and across Canada. Amazing. And you're a mom.
My main job.
Yes, your main role, your main focus is being a mom. But just amazing things that you've done thus far. And I know your journey because I've been there, a part of it. So I know that it hasn't been easy. But I'd love to have you share with me and our listeners that journey, your story, the path that you've been on.
Oh, absolutely. So thank you for the introduction and thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. I think it's exciting, the podcast and Go 5% podcast. Yay!
We're aiming for that, and we're looking to, individuals like you who are already on your path to that.
For sure. And I would say, I started out, as we said, working for the bank, and that was an awesome journey, learning about finance and, lending and how it works, how a big corporation works. There's so many parts that you're learning from HR, people management skills, building partnerships, building relationships. That taught me a lot about being part of an organization and helping to put forward the goals and the aspirations of an organization.
And it sounds like you're saying that you've taken a lot of what you learned there at the bank into your endeavors as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. I think one of the things I definitely learned, was the people management and people skills, like just interpersonal and relating to people, because business is you're not an island. You do a lot with motivating people, getting them to share their skills and just be the best that they can be, really. So that was a huge journey, and even for myself, self-development during that time, but at the same time, as a banker working for an organization, you kind of look at your family and where you are and what you want to achieve, and you want to see, will that take me to where I want to go? And sometimes, definitely employment helps you with sustainability, income, all those things. And so employment I never want to knock it and make people feel, well, you know, employment is not the way to go, and it's always entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is hard.
Absolutely.
It is hard.
I don't know why people seem to think that it's easy and that I'm in business for myself.
Yeah. No. I mean, you know that there's all these memes about you know, I had a job and I was working and I had my weekends off, and then I never had my weekends after that.
Yes.
So it's a transition, but you know, from working for the bank and while I was there, I felt like I had to do more to help my family, myself, and I always wanted a place to live. So that real estate started just from me wanting to have a safe place that I had control of, that I would live.
And I guess when you say you wanted more, Kemba, I think when I'm thinking about myself as a mom wanting more, I felt like I wanted more so that I was willing to leave my job and build something bigger and better than I could have with just a job, because I felt like my job was restrictive in terms of how much I could earn. So is that what you mean, like to build?
Yeah, and even while I was working, because I started the real estate journey while I was working, you know, it's really helpful to have the income to get approvals and all that stuff.
Yes.
And I started that, and I started it as a landlord because I thought, okay, I can have a beautiful house that I pay all for by myself, or I can have a house that I get people to help me pay for. So I went that route, which was really good. And then during that journey, I met my husband, got married, started a family, and I realized, whoa, I have people. I don't just have myself anymore, and you know, and then it sort of took me to another layer of, is this going to be enough? And so, you know, starting to dream about what I want, not just for myself, but what do I want for my children.
Yes.
And so I started looking at expanding that that real estate component of my life. You know, my kids were young, and they took up a lot of my time, but you know, real estate is so good because you have the opportunity to do passive, you have the opportunity to do active investing where you're busy with it or you're not. And so it was really amazing to learn what I could do. And so I started that learning journey before I really started expanding. So I started with one home, then another, and then I was like, okay, I need to know more.
So, and but when you said one home, your principal home that you lived in, and then you started adding to that ownership and renting them out, buying properties and renting them out?
So I left the first home, rented it out, went into another, that sort of thing, And then, you know, taking that journey further to say, okay, what else can I do? But sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And so, you know, I met this lovely lady who shared with me some of her learning.
Do I know this lovely lady?
Do you know? So yes, you know, you had shared some of the stuff that you were working on, and I was like, oh wow, that's really intriguing. And
you came to one of my seminars in my home.
I came to one of your seminars in your home, which was exciting, and I was like, you know, where are you getting this stuff from?
And you asked the right questions, because some people left that seminar that day and they did nothing and they didn't ask any questions, but you asked me what I did and what I was doing.
Oh, absolutely. I think that sometimes, you know, it's just being in the right rooms and being, you know, going out there and seeking the information, and that's kind of what I did. I was like, oh, I am amazed. I didn't know that, and it's exciting. Like,
I think you signed up for you signed up for the program that I had said helped me. Yes. You signed up for it right away. You went out.
Yeah, I did. So that's the thing, right? Sometimes we can learn about what's going on and get information, and we can have information overload, and we go take a nap and we do nothing. Right? We do that.
Yes.
We can sometimes do that, but for me, you know, when I started learning from you and, you know, others, and getting mentors and getting coaches and getting, you know, help to expand my knowledge, oh my goodness, I felt like I can't just sit on this. I have to do stuff. And so, and I find that, you know, at that time in my life where the kids are young and I'm feeling overwhelmed in some cases and stuff like that, but I just know I'm driven to say, I have to do more. And so,
and I think your why was your children. You were, like you were very, very much fueled by what you wanted to provide and give to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, and I love learning too. So I found that the combination of learning, being able to give my children what they need, you know, build that wealth and so on, that was fueling me, because it was exciting to do all these projects. And by projects, I mean, like, I bought into, you know, detached, like duplexes and triplexes and fourplexes, that sort of thing, where, you know, I'm buying rental property, not just, I didn't really focus on luxury homes or anything like that. I was just buying stuff that could be rented.
And that could be, you could have the multiple units, right? Because you wanted to have all,
Yes.
Because a lot of people go through this and do it through condos or flips or whatever. But you were buying properties that you could hold long term.
Yep.
Right. I think that's what you were saying, and have multiple units and multiple sources of income.
Absolutely. And that journey taught me a lot about, you know, I took my learnings from working in the corporate world to then apply to dealing with people out in my real estate portfolio. You know, you treat people kindly, you treat them fairly. It doesn't always work because you always come across people who are not happy about something.
Absolutely.
But it was an experience to acquire property and sort of stand it up as a landlord, you know, and then go through that journey over time. But it helped me build wealth, because that's where, you know, there's appreciation in the market, there's mortgage pay down, there's all these things that help to make the assets worth it. So either way, I moved from doing that and growing my little family, and then I moved on to, I wanted to do it more than just as a part-time side gig. So I left the bank and I came into doing real estate full-time. It was a big jump because, you know, there's stability in employment, and when you've been doing it for a long time, it's scary to think.
Yeah, 15 years at the bank.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you feel like you're a lifer.
But you didn't make it a lifer.
I did not. I was not a lifer, which, you know, I think surprised a lot of people. It surprised me because I was very comfortable in the role that I was doing and so on. But I think that if you want to move from the 95% into the 5%, you kind of have
As you were speaking, that's what I was thinking. She's,
Yeah.
you know, this, to be the part of the 5%, you have to be willing to make change, to be willing to be relentless and push hard and leave and make big decisions that are scary.
Are scary, yeah. That stability was gone, and I moved into real estate as a full-time investor. During that journey, I built Keen Real Estate with you. You know, we partnered to build Keen, and Keen had the motivation to really share with others like ourselves, moms,
women,
you know, the Black community, people of the Caribbean descent, and so on, because we wanted to build that ownership component. Because as people who are trying to build wealth, our community needs to come with us. Yes. So, so it's been that journey of sort of realizing where I want to go, and I left the bank, started the businesses, and I've been growing ever since. Awesome.
This is amazing. And you know what? We're going to just take a short break and then we'll come back. So let's begin again. So, I mean, amazing. You've just done amazing things. Like, I think just leaving your job and heading into real estate entrepreneurship. Real estate in itself is a challenge, right? Pretty big for people. A lot of people feel intimidated by it. Business ownership and business development, that's all difficult as well. But I think you came with strengths already from your job, and you were willing to learn more. So let's continue. Like, what next? Like, where are you now in your business and your journey, and what is it that you hope to accomplish?
So, you know, from leaving the bank perspective, getting into business, you kind of have to try different things. So I started my business with, you know, the education, coaching, and so on. We did some property management. We did different things.
Tenant placement.
You know, it's evolved, right? So, and you see what works best for you, what's a good fit for you. So you have to adjust as you go. Some people start a business, they have a product and so on. So what I did was I learned how to put systems in place. education, coaching systems, courses, develop courses. We did a lot of events, online and live events.
We had no choice but to do a lot of events. It was the pandemic. We couldn't even meet people at their spaces or meet them in the spaces we wanted. We were meeting them online.
Yeah, so that was a journey to sort of being, and I tend to be someone who wants to be in the background, not wanting, so it was a journey being uncomfortable with, being out there but I did really enjoy that process of learning and interacting with people differently and offering our services and building. So it's been really good. And from an investment standpoint, so when you try different things, you also invest, right? So along with building the business, we're looking for opportunities for investment. We're teaching people about investment, so we're investing as well. So
because you're actually doing what you're teaching. There's so many people that teach and don't do.
Yes, exactly. So, as an investor, I was looking for opportunities, and in addition to buying like the duplexes and fourplexes and so on, I learned more about investing in multifamily. So bought more units, and I had opportunities to invest in stuff where I'm not the active investor. There are other people who are managing, buying, sourcing, tenants sourcing the properties, and I would provide them with capital, and they would go out and so that was part of the investing process. That journey led me to opportunities to invest in what we call land development, which is...
And it's more passive too. What you're speaking to is actually referred to as passive investments, because now someone else is leading the charge. You're just investing or injecting the capital required for that project to be.
So part of the investing journey that I was on was buying those units, but it evolved into starting to do passive investments, which is taking money, and instead of me being the active person who's finding the property, buying the property, getting the tenants, I would find other projects and other opportunities to turn my 50,000 or 100,000 or whatever that investment amount is into the capital into more without me being the primary person doing all the work, and that's one way for you to expand your portfolio, because you're only one person, right? If you want to do it all, then it's challenging. So
and we said too, that's passive investing. Is
passive investing. You're just letting your money go out there and work for you. You're sending it off to get a job.
And exactly.
It's coming back,
that's what Rich Dad Poor Dad teaches.
Yes.
Putting your money to work. I mean, whether you state your job and do it, or do you remember those quadrants, right? Yeah, that's exactly it. So you are doing exactly what you need to expand and build wealth without it all being you.
Yes.
Putting your money to work.
Yes. So some of the passive investments, I remember looking at and getting involved in. One of the first ones was one in Hamilton. So this company was buying older hotels and older buildings and refurbishing them. So they would get a mortgage on it, and they would get a construction or renovation loan. They would bring all the people together to do the repairs and turn it over into another investment. This one was a condo conversion, and they made it beautiful. It was an old building in Hamilton. Hamilton has some very older.
It's very aged. I mean, similarly to some parts of Toronto, right?
Yeah,
where it's fairly aged.
And so they.
But this project was all taking place. You weren't doing the work. They had all the experts.
Yeah, and one part of investing, which I feel is important, is that you really have to know who you're working with.
Yes.
Build the relationships with the right people, so that one, your funds and as protected as they can be.
Yes.
Because as we can see, markets change.
Yes.
Situations change. There's things.
Pandemics occur.
And so within the things that can be controlled,
yes.
and dealing with people with integrity, and dealing with people with you can control those things, but there's other things that can cause investments to go, south.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's worth it to find opportunities that are good and with trusted partners, and then you can put your money to work with them where they're doing big things as well.
That's
and
right.
they take you along for the ride.
Absolutely. So, and you're also, if you're in the right project, sometimes you can learn alongside them,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
As well as, you are, like we said, your money is working hard for you while you're still building your business. Or, I mean, in many of the investments that I did that are passive, they actually paid me income. So they help supplement my business income, where sometimes my business income wasn't consistent. It was like all over the place, right? It's not like a job where every 2 weeks you get paid.
Yeah. So that was it, learning about investing where, I love the opportunity to find a great deal and negotiate the deal and, do it all myself. But as I said, I'm a mom, I have, family, I have obligations, I'm building a business. So if I wanted to keep investing, I had to find opportunities how to do that without being the primary person, because you can only divide your time so many times.
And how to get into other markets too, without having to travel or go there, or right?
Yeah. That being said, though, I love the part of the active investing because I love the learning. I love the opportunity. I love the rejuvenation that happens. Land development is something that is exciting, and it's also really needed. Where we live in Canada, where we live in Ontario, in Toronto, there's an absolute need for people want to come live here. They want to come be part of this society, be part of the community. But we need more housing. So
that's right.
So that's a huge need, and that was one reason why I selected land development deals to put my money into.
Yes.
Because some of the just the market statistics say to us that these opportunities is where you can create a lot of value, and that's how come you can get high returns and you can do this passive investing.
Yeah, so you're not, I was going to say, it's a win-win, because you're also absolutely supporting and helping a need that's required, like building additional housing, but you're also making huge returns when you're invested in land development projects. At least any of the ones I've ever done, they've always given very good returns, and returns that you can't see at a bank.
No.
And you worked at a bank, so you're just like not 1% or -1 or negative or whatever, right? These are like double-digit returns.
And even with the banks, if they're able to do 10%, a lot of the land development projects were doing way more than that, over time. So
absolutely.
As an investor and as somebody who loves learning and loves the opportunity to see that value creation, I got involved in doing development projects myself and working closely either as the developer or with other developers and builders to partner, and that's a huge part of that journey, is sort of finding those relationships, developing those, nurturing those relationships that could allow me to be exposed to those opportunities. You and I started Can Dream Developments back in 2022.
Yes. 2 years in about a couple weeks.
Yeah, and that was that was a huge learning experience.
It's been our biggest lessons learned thus far.
It has been a huge lessons learned, but I think that we have to get out of our comfort zone to grow and to learn and to sort of be part of what happens, why it happens, to push that forward. And I'm excited to say we've been pushing.
Yes.
When you think of the development process and development journey, there's so many aspects of it. Finding a good piece of land, a good property that you can now see the value creation potential, acquiring that. So, making a good deal on it, getting it.
And usually these types of projects too, they're not like, we don't have a lot of banks jumping to invest their money in our projects or our development projects. So a lot of the times we have to, how do you find investors like for projects like this?
Well,
or capital, how do you get capital?
So sometimes you have capital of your own. So that's one way. You have your own, whether you have a refi that you can do on a property that you already own, or you have
so
money in the bank.
refinancing maybe a property that you either live in or that you own and you rent out to get capital.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's one way. You talk to friends and family who are sitting on money because they're like, I've been working at this job for forever. I've saved up, I have $500,000 saved up. Wow. And so you want that $500 to do more. And so friends and family can come in and partner with you and be party to that deal. Folks who are just interested in investing, interested in development. You can just share what you're doing. You talk about what the opportunity is and you share what you're doing. But really,
so it's great to find private investors, whether they're friends and family or someone out there who's looking for a way to put their money to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
For your deals.
It would be amazing to just have 5 people you could call up and say, hey guy, I need 3 million. No, I need 10 million. No, I need 20 million, and this is the project I'm working on. And that is the direction and the future of and where we're going with getting into land development. But I feel like because I have that and you have that, that goal to educate people, to help people who are maybe not necessarily always exposed to how to do this or how to come into development opportunities. We're doing a development tour coming up, and we do events like that through our other business, Keen Academy, and to say, hey, there's events coming up. This is how you learn. And so you ask how you get private investors. You share what you're doing.
Yes.
You show what it is that the opportunity is. You share what the process is. You share what the wealth building, that return. And so it's an opportunity for people who are maybe not familiar or even familiar to come and see how the projects are evolving, how they got to be where they are. Because I think we have 5 projects in the Toronto/Brampton area, which are in progress.
And the development tour will help, that bus tour will help them get on to see some of that project, right? The projects that you've got going.
Yes. So that's the opportunity. So I mean, through Keen Academy, we do different types of events. We do the show at the Earn While You Sleep is an opportunity to come and see how do you invest without doing too much work. You can passively, you can keep your business running, you can stay in your job, you can do. So Earn While You Sleep really shows that. The development tour is because there's so much more. It is a risk to invest in development because there can be delays. We've seen that there can be delays. Working with cities, getting approvals and so on can take some time, and that means your money is either tied up longer and so on. So having people who maybe have capital come on tours like that is to show them this is what the process is, this is what the risks can be, but this is what the value creation can do for you as well. Excellent. So you know what I mean? So the tour really opens up people's eyes to what we
need people joining those tours, coming out, because now you're not just reading about it, hearing about it, you're actually going to experience it.
Yes.
So we're going to take a short break right here, and we'll come back with more of that. Enjoying our podcast? Stay connected beyond the episodes by following us on our other social media channels for exclusive content and updates. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and share to help us grow and reach even more listeners. Your support means the world to us. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's continue. So you were just talking about the tours, the bus tours and the development tour.
Yes. So, you were asking about how do people invest, or how do you get passive investors and so on. It's not really, I don't want to say that how do we get, but how do we share the opportunities and how do we say, hey, this is an opportunity to put your money to work and so on. So we share through our events, we share through, we have the development tour that's coming up where we go through the projects in Toronto that are ongoing and that are in various stages. There's ones that are completed. There's ones that are, just getting started. There's ones that are in the middle of and in the build process. And so you can see what that looks like. You can learn about,
And we'll get to meet the developer on some of those projects.
The builder, developer. So, and you get to meet the people involved. You get to understand and learn about what's, the risks and the rewards that are associated with the projects like that. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, because that's a whole educational experience that is like hands-on, right?
Exactly.
For people.
Exactly. Yeah. So these are the things that I think are, are huge, that people can come out, they can learn, they can start to expand their horizons on an ongoing basis, through our company, Keen. We sort of share what events are happening. This is happening now.
Well, and tell us maybe more about the Keen Academy, because that's, I think, how you're trying to say that's how people can get connected and become part of the community. Because the bus tour is like you said, it's going to be just an event that we go on. We have about 3 or 4 of those plans, but how do they get involved and become part of the community? Yeah.
So investment opportunities are here and then they're done, right? The window is the window, and you can miss out on a window because you haven't been participating, you haven't been keeping, an eye out, you don't know the right people. So we have an educational platform called Keen Academy, and it's there to help people come on and learn about different aspects of investing, whether you're investing passively or actively, whether you're interested in multifamily or development and so on. It's there. And
do you have to be a beginner to be a part of the Keen Academy, or what is
everybody?
Anybody. Okay,
everybody.
So anybody. So even someone who's already experienced and has knowledge and they've maybe got a large portfolio.
Anybody can come on. There will be something there for you. So. Yes. So what it is that you're coming on to learn and to be part of what opportunities are going, but you're also learning about investing, you're learning about what you can do, you're learning about how you could either leave your job and come do this, or you can keep doing your job because you love your job. Yes. And you love what you're doing, but you can still get the capital that you have in the bank, your savings, or whatever, to put it to work. I mean, we can see in our environment why development projects are so important. There's a housing shortage. There's people that need places to live. So it's always really important. But you can learn about, maybe you don't know there's a housing shortage. Yes. Maybe you don't know why development is important, or why building, new homes or new rental units is important. But coming on a tour like this can help you. Coming and joining, our investor forum and coming and being part of the Keen Academy helps you stay tuned in, see what projects are going, learn about different ways. Yes. We have courses about insurance. There's ways to get capital that you can now go, we have so much on offer in there, is that if you don't come and participate, then you're left in the dark. And so as we have more events like our Unwali Sleep event, our Generational Wealth event, our development tours, we even have
Dominican Republic trip this year.
Exactly. So if we're gonna go and we're gonna say there's opportunities outside of Canada, there's opportunities in the US, there's opportunities in the Caribbean, you have to come and be part of it to say, hey, I'm participating with this community because I want to learn and I want to have opportunities to put my money to work. So that is the whole journey, really. Yeah. You're plugging in, you're saying, yes, I want to go have fun in Dominican. Yes, I want to go on. Are we serving alcohol on the bus? No alcohol.
Not on the bus. Not on the bus. Maybe still, at the end of the the day.
It's still fun, so you can go out and have fun, learn, and then at the same time, because maybe some people be like, oh, you're such a geek, you want to do this, you want to learn, but I love learning.
It's not for everyone though, Kemba. It's going to be for the people who are looking for this, right? So I think it's fair to say that not everyone's going to see the great benefits that real estate investing and real estate development can provide for them. And that's okay. Yes. We're looking for the people who are looking for this as the opportunity for themselves. Yeah. And I think, before we wrap today, it would be great for you to share with people maybe some key takeaways. If there's 3 things that you can say to someone that they can take away from what you've learned and you think that it would be beneficial for them to use. It could be habits, mindset.
I would say that there's always a need to push forward. There's sometimes we get a little static. We get stuck. We get we think that where we're at is the only place. So so I think always understanding that moving forward, taking some action, doing some steps towards your goals and so on, is important. Reading, helping yourself expand your knowledge. People are huge. sometimes all you want to do is they're people who are introverts, so they have their little circle and that's it, and so on. But a lot of the times, for you to expand and grow, you need to expand your circle of influence, your circle of friends, your circle of people who who can plug you into what's going on. So always look to meet new people, talk to them about what they're doing, learn from them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think one saying that I really like is your network is your net worth.
Yeah, and it's true.
Very
it's
true.
And the other thing is to work on yourself. Spend time in that self-development. Always think I think some people may be feeling, well, I'm not perfect, and so therefore I can't, or
none of us are.
And exactly, like,
yeah.
If I thought that I was perfect and I was doing everything perfectly, then I don't know. I may not need to do anything else because I'm perfect.
You're already there. I don't know. To me, everything, like, we are on a journey. It's even all that you've achieved and accomplished. You're not done. It's a continuous, ongoing. Even the self-improvement and the growth, it's continuous and ongoing. Maybe recommend, what are some good books that you've read that you've found been pivotal or instrumental in your success?
I have a few books. One of the books that when we started the development project, which was really, really amazing, was called Vivid Vision.
Okay.
Vivid Vision sort of helped me see what the potential for the future was like, and not just in a what's the word, cerebral way, like where it's just in my head. It really helped me go through the steps to how to put that vision on paper and really expand my vision and see what I could do. And so I really enjoyed that book because it helped me think differently, so that was a really and it wasn't that hard to read. It was like quick. It was like, well, I don't think it's a long read. It's easy.
We decided to start doing Audible as well as a way to help us get more books in. And I mean, I find that on Audible, if I love it and I've listened to it once or twice, then I'd just buy the actual book. Right? Are you using Audible for your reads?
I've done both.
I've done both. Same here.
I would say in the past I would do the book, the actual physical book. Yes. I like sort of taking notes. I like highlighting what I want to sort of go back to. But Audible has been really handy, and you can kind of take notes in Audible because there's the ability to sort of bookmark places and so on that you can go back to. I haven't really done the going back in Audible, but Audible makes it that while I'm driving,
while you're cooking, while you're with the kids doing stuff.
Yeah, so Audible has been really handy. One of the books that helped me.
So Vivid Vision, and what else?
Yeah, so one of the books that was really good was The Big Leap. So when I was leaving my job and thinking, oh my goodness, am I gonna just leave the security of the blanket and the coziness of having a job? That was really helpful for me to go through that process of just getting past my comfort zone and getting into something that is not.
And getting out of your way.
Getting out of my own way.
Getting out of your way.
Sometimes, you have some, what do they call those, where you're sort of in your own way, but like you're thinking yourself not worthy or not. I read a book called Limitless, which was really helpful. Yes. Sort of expand how I think and how I, can just believe in myself and so on. So Limitless was really good.
So those are amazing. Those are 3 great books.
You know what? Other than books too, you know what I find? Joining community. Meeting people who.
So that's what we just said. Your network is your net worth. So you have to be a part of, which is why we created some of what we created, Keen Academy, and the live events and the in-person events, so that.
And that's the thing. What I found as I sort of on the journey was that as I joined different communities, I found what I felt, was home to me, in that, I connected with a lot of people who were very kind and very helpful and shared their journey and shared what, and some of those people are still part of, are joining our community now, but just being part of what, and meeting them along the way, and sort of also seeing just how what I'm doing can help them and so on. It was just, and even just any type of community. I'm not just saying investor communities, because
No,
I've joined,
yeah, like I agree.
women's groups,
Mhm.
because as we go on this journey, you can have so many different challenges. It's not just about the business, it's about family, and it's about having fun and so on. And so those additional groups was really helpful for me. The books are amazing
Mhm.
because they help you expand, but I even joined a book club.
Mhm.
I did that too. So
Yeah.
that was fun. So there's so many things that you can do to when you're growing and you're expanding.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Well, before we wrap, it would be great for you to tell people how they can reach you, how they can connect with you, and yeah, like where can we reach you? I mean, so many people have different ways of being reached today.
Yeah, so I do have different ways. So you can find me on Instagram and,
Mhm.
and so on, multiple places on Instagram. But you can join Keen Academy. That's one way, because then you can be part of that community. You can learn
Yes.
about what projects are going on. You can learn about what events are going on.
And do you have it's paid and free opportunities to be a part of the Keen Academy?
For sure, yeah. So there's opportunities on there that you can come try it out. Come connect with what's happening. Um, you can send us an email. You can so come to the website. Right now it's kajabi.com/Keen Academy.
Yeah, we'll
So-
definitely give people the plugs in our caption, and we'll make sure that they have access.
For
to
sure.
them. Yeah.
You can check out our website, keengroup.ca. That's another place you can reach us. Instagram is there. Keen on You, Keen Academy's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's lots of options.
Definitely multiple
As a
ways.
realtor, if you're looking to buy and sell, there's also my, I have a website, KembaWilliams.com. So there's lots of options.
Awesome.
Lots of places you can.
Ready to turn your real estate dreams into reality? Join Keen Academy's Investor Forum and unlock the secrets to building your real estate portfolio. Get expert guidance, personalized plans, community support, and regular training on the latest strategies for phenomenal returns. Sign up now for a free consultation. Visit Keen Academy at Kajabi to start your journey today.